If you're struggling right now, don't worry. Your greatest weakness is your greatest strength. In today's video, I'm going to give you examples of how people have taken their greatest weakness, their greatest challenge, their greatest downfall, and shifted it into their greatest strength, and how you can do the same. So first, I want to introduce myself. I'm Evan Metz, and my introduction myself is my journey and my shift of my greatest weakness to my greatest strength. So I used to struggle with really bad anxiety, debilitating anxiety, where my mind would go in these loops and circles, and I would think for days and days, weeks, months on these same things, these same patterns. I would be worried about all these things that just weren't even real or existed or had the most minute chance of happening. Like, for example, one time I had sex with a woman unprotected, and I literally bugged myself out for 3 months thinking that I had HIV. Like, to that extent where just the smallest risk, the smallest, like the chance is like 1 in a million, not even that, right? But I literally let it take me down, and debilitating, like couldn't think, couldn't do anything. Like really my quality of life went down so much. And that was just one example. I had a few different times where just minuscule stuff like that, or very small risk stuff like that, would take me down. And I've now shifted that, and now I feel so much peace, so much love. I can handle anything. I can handle risk. I can handle uncertainty to such a beautiful degree and live my life and enjoy through that. And it's really because my greatest weakness became my greatest strength. Me hitting those low points in my life was the driving factor for me to know, hey, I don't choose to live this way. I don't choose to live in this state of suffering. Almost to the point where there were multiple times where I was thinking, I want to end my life. And so getting to that low point was really the driver for me to shift things around and realize, hey, what do I choose? Because at the end of the day, we all have a choice. If you're sitting in this suffering, if you're sitting in this weakness, you have a choice. You can allow it to be your greatest weakness, or you can make the choice right now to make it your greatest strength. And plenty of other people have done this. I'm going to share some additional examples of people that have done this. Tony Robbins, one of the greatest personal growth people of all time, talks about how when he was a kid, he had an alcoholic mom. His dad was never there. And like what a challenging childhood to feel unloved, unsupported, not getting the love that you need, right? But he was able to turn that weakness, that circumstance, into his greatest strength. And when he was in his maybe late teens, early 20s, he hit a low point. He had a job that wasn't working for him. He had absolutely no money, was feeling depressed, was fat, overweight. And he made that determination. He knew that there was a light inside of him, that he just knew it. And from there, he was able to shift his life and turn around with that inner belief. And it comes down to shifting that inner belief to turn that greatest weakness into that greatest strength. There's other people, for example, this free diving YouTuber that I listen to, I think his name's Garrett, he's from Europe. And he had trouble equalizing. Like, he could never equalize. And that was one of his greatest challenges and greatest weaknesses. And the thing is because he had such a deep challenge with equalizing, he was able to learn how to do it. And now he is one of the best freediving instructors in the world because he had that challenge, because he went through that. It makes him 10, 20, 50, 100 times more qualified to teach it because he's teaching students how to do it, right? So people that have that same struggle, you become the most qualified person to teach them because honestly, other people that didn't go through that same challenge, they don't resonate. They're not going to understand how to teach it because they've never gone through it. And so from a place of service, think about this. If you are in a challenging situation right now, this is your greatest opportunity. You have an opportunity here to shift yourself, not only to shift yourself and live the best life you can, but to shift the lives of 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 other people, because you're going to gain the skills to teach this to other people and help and change the world. So you have an incredible opportunity to do this. And so it's really, really cool that whatever you're at right now, I know that you have that belief inside of you. I know that you know that there's something greater and that you choose to live this beautiful life. And there are plenty of other people that have done this and turned their greatest weakness into their greatest strength. Oprah Winfrey was abused as a child, was abused sexually, and now changed the lives of so many people with her TV and her network and all the charity that she does and the strength and in her will, because it took those challenges, it took those darks of depths to shift it around. So time and time again, it just shows that when you really feel deep down and you have that inner belief, you have that inner knowing that there's something greater for you, even if you don't know how to get there right this second, that is the first step. Just having that desire, just knowing, hey, I choose to have a greater life. And from there, I just really recommend finding a great mentor, finding a great coach, finding great resources, right, that can help you on this journey. That's what really helped for me. I found my coach, Jeffrey Combs, and he told me about this book, Letting Go. And that resource completely shifted everything for me. It shifted the way that I felt inside about anxiety and helped me shift my perspective and open my eyes and changed everything. So don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Like, people are here to help. The world is here to help you. And so if you're in a challenging spot, or you have a weakness, right? Go to people that have tackled those same weaknesses, right? Go to the experts in that field. You can go on YouTube and search and find the experts and discern, right? And really, utilize that, and it could be anything across the range, right? If your greatest weakness is equalizing and free diving, find Gert on YouTube and listen to him and understand that challenge and shift that. If your biggest challenge is anxiety and fear and just debilitating anxiety, or even low to medium levels of anxiety, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you about that and my journey and what has helped me, and I would love to help you in your process. And so, depending on what your greatest weakness is, there are beautiful resources out there. There are beautiful mentors and people that that will love to help you, because it's their life's mission to help you. So you are not doing anyone a disservice by reaching out. You are actually helping the world by reaching out and improving yourself. Your mentor is going to gain, because your mentor is going to love that process of teaching you and helping you, and they get fulfillment, through that process. You yourself get so much love and joy out of that process of growing and shifting your greatest weakness into your greatest strength. You're going to get confidence and pride and joy and feel that love. It's an incredible process. And then once you shift it, you can go and share that story with the world. Or even if you don't want to do that publicly, you can just share it with your internal group of friends or your community, however you choose to share that and make a greater impact, because you're going to feel better. You're going to be stronger. You're going to take that greatest weakness that you have and turn it into your greatest strength. And there's no weakness too big or too small. People have overcome the biggest things. Like some of the people that I shared in this, right? with terrible situations growing up, terrible childhoods. You know, I was lucky I grew up with a great childhood, but that didn't change my feelings of anxiety and the grandness of the perception that I had of how terrible life was, to the point where I was having thoughts of ending my own life. You know, seriously, we all face challenges, and it's all a matter of perception. And so your greatest weakness is a matter of your own perception. And there are resources out there that will help you shift that, as long as you have that inner desire to do so. And I know just by the sheer fact that you are on this video, you click this video, and you're still watching this video right now, I know that you have that inner desire. You know that you have that inner desire. So you have already done it. You have already done it. It is there. You have that belief. You know that there's something greater for you. And so now the next step is just start doing the work. Reach out to a couple mentors. Start doing some research online on your specific challenge, right? And how to shift that. And so I am really grateful to share this information and be a living example right now to you of how I shifted my greatest weakness into my greatest strength. I'm living with so much love, so much peace, so much joy consistently, right? This isn't like a little like kind of, you know, whatever, like stint. You know, I've been living with consistent love and joy and peace for 5 years now. 5 years. And don't get me wrong, there's been bumps along the way. Like, I've had fear along the way, I've had challenges along the way, but this internal sense of knowing, this internal grander sense of peace has stuck with me for 5 years. My strength has been there. And so it's so cool. Like, it's really, really cool. And I'm grateful that you are on your journey to do the same thing. Wherever you are, whether you're at the beginning of this journey, whether you're at the middle of this journey, whether you are just continuing and you're accelerating right now through creating your greatest weakness into your greatest strength, continue to invest in it. Continue to believe that there's something great inside yourself, because I know it and you know it too. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.